naiđemo na ljude koji nam u potpunosti promene percepciju o tome što je samo jedan čovjek sposoban da uradi.
Dragon is in orbit.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Respect for Elon
Musk.
Well, I don't think we can ask Elon.
Everybody asks that question. I'm sure people have asked you the question, who's the next Steve Jobs? But let's think about it in a slightly different way. Is there somebody in the technology world right now that you think could someday be that person who captures the fascination, the world's fascination, the same way that Steve Jobs once did?
Absolutely. Elon Musk.
Ko je Elon Musk? Elon Musk je self-made milijarder, biznismen, investitor, izumitelj, ali pre svega inženjer i preduzetnik. Naša priča počinje ovde u Južnoafričkoj republici u gradu Pretoriju. Malom Elonu nije bilo najveselije detinjstvo jer je imao problema u porodici, a i nije se uklapao u školi. Najgore iskustvo iz škole mu je bilo kada ga je grupa dečaka gurnula niz stepenice. I onda su ga tukli dok se nije unesvestio. A sada malo svetlija strana ranog života. Elon je neverovatno samouk i obožavao je da čita knjige, a i stripove. Rođen je 1971. godine i iz Pretorije se sa 17 godina preselio u Kanadu. Sa 9 godina je naučio da programira, a sa 12 je prodao svoju prvu igricu. I iz razumljivih razloga nikada nije bio vezan za Južnu Afriku, ali nije se ni dugo zadržavao u Kanadi jer je samo posle par godina uspeo da se preseli u Ameriku preko razmene studenata. Kao eksperiment, on je na koledžu neko vreme živeo samo od $1 dnevno i tada je uglavnom jeo samo hot dogove i pomoranđe. Sa ovim eksperimentom je pokazao da je moguće živeti od $1 dnevno i ovaj eksperiment uvek daje kao primer nama, budućim preduzetnicima, da treba da rizikujemo, ali da nemamo strah da ćemo umreti od gladi ako se baš desi da ne uspemo. Upravo u ovom periodu počinje i njegova preduzetnička priča. Na fakultetu je razmišljao o tome šta on želeo da radi sa svojim životom. I ovo je pitanje od kog je krenuo. Šta je to što će najviše uticati na budućnost čovečanstva? Od ovog pitanja je nastala Muskova lista. Prva stvar na listi je internet. Druga stvar energija. Treća svemir. Četvrta AI, artificial intelligence. I peta genetika. Bio je siguran da će prve 3 stvari pozitivno uticati na budućnost čovečanstva, ali nije bio toliko siguran za veštačku inteligenciju i genetiku. Musk je krenuo od 5. stvari, genetika. Kao student nije mogao da se bavi genetikom, pa je to odmah precrtao sa spiska. Što se tiče veštačke inteligencije, ovo je Muskovo mišljenje.
We should be very careful about artificial intelligence. If I were to guess at what our biggest existential threat is, it's probably that. I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
Ali opet je to precrtao jer nije mogao da se bavi veštačkom inteligencijom kao student. Pod svemirom podrazumevamo prevoz živih bića sa Zemlje na druge planete u cilju naseljavanja tih planeta, a samim tim ćemo postati i multiplanetarna rasa. Ali opet kako će se student koji živi od $1 dnevno baviti time? Ostale su mu dve opcije, energija i internet. Posle koledža upisao je doktorske studije na Stanfordu, a polje istraživanja mu je upravo bila energija. I posle 2 dana je odustao. Ali je odustao iz dobrog razloga. To je bila 1995. godina i odustao je zato što nije hteo da propusti internet i hteo je da bude deo toga i da ga učini boljim, jer je znao da će internet biti velika stvar u budućnosti. Ovde počinje Muskova internet priča. Hteo je da nađe posao u jednoj internet kompaniji, konkurisao je za posao, ali kompanija mu nije odgovorila. On je jedan dan uzeo svoj CV u ruke i otišao do kompanije da razgovara sa nekim. A kad je došao, samo je stojao tu jer ga je bilo previše sramota da priča sa nekim, pa je samo otišao. Posle ovog neuspešnog početka, odlučio je da započne svoj internet biznis sa bratom Kimballom. Iz ovoga je nastala kompanija Zip2, a cilj je bio da objasne drugim kompanijama da je dobra ideja da se reklamiraju na internetu, jer će žute strane biti prevaziđene. Danas je situacija da ukoliko neki biznis nije na internetu, da je to onda kao da ni ne postoje. Setite se da je ovo bila 1995. godina i Elonu je bilo jako teško da nagovori preduzeća da se reklamiraju na internetu, jer su mnogi rekli da je to nešto najgluplje što su ikada čuli. Možeš misliti reklamiranje na internetu. Zip2 su bile prve internet žute strane sa primitivnim mapama i opisima datih kompanija. Vremenom su nabavili klijente, ali opet imali su jako malo novca. Imali su samo jedan kompjuter, kauč na rasklapanje i malu kancelariju, a nisu imali para ni za mali stan, pa su spavali na tom kauču, a tuširali se gde su stigli. Elon je bio glavni programer i koristio je taj jedan kompjuter što su imali kao server preko dana, a na istom kompjuteru je kucao kod preko noći. Zip2 priča je trajala oko 4 godine i onda oni su na kraju uspeli da prodaju Zip2 za $370 miliona. A Musk je od toga dobio $20 miliona. Posle Zip2 uspeha, Musk je uložio 3/4 svog novca, što je $15 miliona, u novi biznis i taj biznis je nazvao X.com, a X.com je Internet Finance Company. Za to vreme, u istoj zgradi, ali na različitom spratu, se nalazila kompanija Confinity. Ona je takođe bila Internet Finance Company. U X.comu su razvili Money Transfer Service, a i u Confinityu su razvili Money Transfer Service. I odjednom su jedna drugoj postale konkurencije. Ali na kraju su se ipak stopili u ono što je nama danas poznato pod nazivom PayPal. PayPal je bio neverovatno uspešan i posle prvih mesec dana imali su 100.000 klijenata. Ali šta je PayPal? PayPal je kasnije prodat eBayu za neverovatnih $1,5 milijardi, a Musk je od toga dobio $180 miliona. Musk je uspeo da se obogati. I sada imate 31 godinu i nenormalno ste bogati. Šta je sledeće? Da se vratimo prvo na Muskovu listu. On je odradio to što je hteo kod interneta. I šta je sledeći logički korak? Pa naravno, svemir. Što da ne? Uvek ga je zanimao svemir. Hteo je da vidi kada NASA planira da pošalje ljude na Mars i kada su datumi za Mars misije. Pa je ušao na sajt NASA i nije ništa našao. To mu je bilo čudno, pa je krenuo da istražuje malo o tome, zašto nema planova za Mars misije. Prva pretpostavka mu je bila da ljudi uopšte nisu zainteresovani za proširenje života van Zemlje. A pošto je Mars najlogičniji prvi korak za proširenje života van Zemlje, on je hteo da zainteresuje ljude. On je bio voljan i planirao je da iskoristi pola PayPal bogatstva, što je $90 miliona, i da kupi dve neke rakete koje bi poslale staklenu baštu na Mars. I sada, zašto dve rakete i zašto staklena bašta? Prvo, da se podsjetimo cilja ovog projekta. Šta je to što on hteo da postigne? Prva pretpostavka mu je bila da ljudi nisu zainteresovani za istraživanje i naseljavanje svemira i on je hteo da uradi nešto što bi zainteresovalo ljude. Ako bi uspeo u tome, onda bi posledica toga bila povećanje budžeta NASA. Znači, cilj mu je bio da NASA poveća budžet. Da je Elon Musk donirao tih 90 miliona NASA, to njima ništa ne bi značilo jer bi im dalje budžet ostao mali. Ali, sa ovim projektom bi on uspeo da njima poveća budžet. I sada, on je odlučio da bi poslao staklenu baštu na Mars. Zašto staklenu baštu? Zato što bi to bio prvi život na Marsu i najdalji put koji je život prešao. A zašto raketa? Pa naravno zato što treba raketa da bi transportovala nešto sa jedne planete na drugu. Ali zašto dve rakete i dve staklene bašte? Pa da je poslao samo jednu raketu sa staklenom baštom i da ta raketa nije uspela da dođe do Marsa, onda bi to kod publike proizvelo suprotan efekat od onog koji je hteo. Znači, ljudi bi pomislili da nije moguć transport života sa jedne planete na drugu i da ne vredi ulagati u to. Zato je plan bio da se kupi rezervna raketa. I samo da skrenem pažnju na to da bi on samo izgubio tih 90 miliona, on ne bi te pare dobio nazad. Ali hteo je to da uradi zato što zna da je to važno. On je išao u Rusiju 3 puta da gleda rakete koje bi mogao da kupi za tu misiju, ali bilo je preskupo. Tada je shvatio da nije problem u volji, već je problem u ceni, što znači da mu je prva pretpostavka bila pogrešna. Problem je da ima volje, ali nema načina. I onda je on odlučio da se fokusira kako napraviti način. I ovo je bila njegova vizija. SpaceX designs, manufactures, and launches advanced rockets and spacecraft. The company was founded in 2002 to revolutionize space technology, with the ultimate goal of enabling people to live on other planets.
What are the important steps in the evolution of life? Obviously, there was the advent of single-celled life, there was differentiation to plants and animals, there was life going from the oceans to land, there was mammals, consciousness, and I would argue also on that scale should fit life becoming multiplanetary. I think if one could make a reasonable argument that something is important enough to fit on the scale of evolution, then it's important and maybe worth a little bit of our resources.
We must confront the reality that nothing in our solar system can help us.
We're not meant to save the world.
we're meant to leave it. We must reach far beyond our own lifespans. We must think not as individuals, but as a species. We must confront the reality of interstellar travel.
The day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
Kako tačno uopšte pojedinac zakorači u jednu ovakvu industriju? Elon Musk je počeo od ovog pitanja. Od čega se sastoji raketa i od kojih materijala? I da mi sada imamo sve materijale poređane na podu i da je cena sastavljanja nula, kolika bi bila cena rakete? I on je shvatio da je cena jako mala, samo 2% od originalne cene rakete. I sada, još jedan korak dalje. Da se rakete mogu opet koristiti, to će još više smanjiti cenu raketnog transporta. I to je u stvari ključ postizanja dvoplanetarne civilizacije. Sa ovako uzbudljivim životom, da li će ovaj čovjek ikada otići u penziju?
I'm not sure I'll ever retire completely, but if I were to retire somewhere, then Mars would be a good way to go. I mean, in the ideal circumstance, I'd make one trip to Mars, come back to Earth, and then when it's time to, when you get really old, then go back to Mars when I'm like 75 or something, and then, you die there, and seems like, if you can die anywhere, why not die on Mars?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I guess maybe scatter the ashes on Mars. That would be cool.
Now, another thing that you are talking about is you sincerely think that we should go to Mars, like that men and women should go to Mars.
Yeah.
Why do we want to go to Mars? It's uninhabitable.
It's very inhospitable. That's true.
It is. Like, you have to be in like domes and everything, and you're just
Initially
breathing.
Initially? Yes.
Really? How long before we could turn Mars into someplace where we could live?
It is a fixer-upper of a planet. At first, you're going to have to live in transparent domes, but eventually...
Yes, we're going to be huffing each other's stank.
Yeah, but eventually you can transform Mars into an Earth-like planet.
How would you do that?
You'd warm it up. Just warm it up. If you
with
want,
a blanket or with what? How would you warm Mars up? It's a long way away from the sun.
There's the fast way and the slow way.
Okay. Give me the fast way.
The fast way is drop thermonuclear weapons over the poles.
You're a supervillain. That's what a supervillain does.
Yeah.
Uspeo je da stvori neverovatnu kompaniju, ali šta je sledeće?
Why are we doing this? Why does Tesla exist? Why are we making electric cars? Why does it matter? It's because it's very important to accelerate the transition to sustainable transport. It really is. This is really important for the future of the world. We have record high CO2 levels. We recently passed over 403 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere. You can see the chart, and it looks like a vertical line, and it's still climbing. And the last time there was this level of carbon concentration was 11 million years ago. Okay, that was approximately when primates started walking upright. The world was very different. We do not want to return to that situation. And what that CO2 increase results in is a steadily increasing temperature. So we've already increased by 2 degrees. In fact, that doesn't tell the whole story because the extremes of temperature increased by as much as 20 degrees. And that line is going to keep going for some time into the future. It's really important. It makes a difference if we accelerate the transition to sustainable transport. And beyond global warming, Combustion cars emit toxic gases.
Climate is controlled by the ocean.
And we're dumping so much carbon in the oceans it can't take it anymore.
It was really important to create an electric car that was better than any gasoline car, to break the mold and to sort of get rid of the misconceptions that people had around electric cars. So we needed to create one that was better in every way. If an electric car is done right, it is actually a better car than a gasoline engine, and people will look back in the future on gasoline engine cars like they currently look back on steam engines.
The mobile projection vehicle has almost become like this living, breathing thing. I want people to look at this vehicle and think, well, how is that being done? You know, how is that possible?
We knew we wanted to make a mobile projection vehicle, but no one had ever done that to a Tesla. We started off by adding a 15,000 lumen video projector that's mounted on a robotic arm that deploys up out of the back of the car. There's a electroluminescent paint job, which is the first of its kind. So the paint actually emits light, so we can do different patterns. One of the main patterns is to represent the pattern on a bioluminescent fish in the ocean. And then in the front of the car, we installed in the frunk a thermal imaging camera that pops up out of the front and has a special filter on it that allows you to see carbon dioxide emissions.
So that's legal. You have to step
That's
it
legal?
off just until you push that. That works, right?
That's legal. I love this car as much as I love any of my race cars. I feel like I'm driving the future around. And to get to drive that really, really cool Model S Tesla that is unlike any other on the planet, it's so amazing.
By bringing nature to the city, we're hopefully able to inspire people to actually help save these creatures.
I think we want to put in an order for a car today.
Excellent, we'll take one.
Blow the lid off this place, right?
There's been 5 major extinctions in the history of the planet.
This may be the 6th.
When you're talking about losing all of nature, it's not a spectator sport anymore. Everybody has to become active somehow. The idea is to inspire people.
Imagery is very powerful.
If you can reach people, you can change them.
We can make this happen. We need people to understand it's worth doing.
People that have been in the business that don't even bother.
But better to light one candle than curse the darkness. There's so many people who sit back and say we're screwed. But you know what? That one candle, maybe someone else with a candle will find you. And I think that's where movements are started.
So it stands to reason that if a vehicle is spewing toxic gas, that's obviously bad for your health. And so to address this, what we came up with the Tesla was what we call the secret master plan. So this is the first blog that I ever wrote for the company. And it was originally a 3-step, it was originally a trilogy, now it's a 4-part trilogy, as it turns out. But we needed to figure out how could we, as a tiny company with very few resources, actually make a difference. And the only way to do this was to start small, to start with a low volume car, which is why we started with the Tesla Roadster. So with any new technology, it takes multiple iterations and it takes economies of scale before you can make it great and affordable. So step 1 was the Roadster. The Roadster was high price and low volume, but where it really made a difference was that it showed people that it showed the world that you could make a compelling electric car. You could make a great electric car. What was unique about the Roadster was it was the first really great electric car. And before the Roadster, people thought an electric car would be slow and ugly and low range and have bad performance. And we had to break that mold. It was incredibly important to show that that wasn't true. And so we made the Roadster, which is fast, it's beautiful, it's great performance, but there was still a lot more to do. And a lot of people said, well, the Roadster is nice, but it's sort of a toy and it's very expensive, and you couldn't really make a car that people would use every day, or a car that could really compete against the great combustion sedans of the world. So we thought, okay, we're going to make the Model S.
This is Model S. The world's first premium all-electric sedan. Incorporating some of the most innovative technical advancements in automotive manufacturing today, Model S is a game changer. One of the most captivating features of Model S is a 17-inch Tesla touchscreen display. A simple swipe of the interactive display opens the all-glass panoramic roof, the largest of any sedan on the market. A hyper-personalized experience, each Model S features real-time renderings that accurately depict the car's color, as well as the status of its doors, lights, and turn signals. With the active air suspension, Model S automatically adjusts ride height based on speed and vehicle load. The driver can manually raise the active air suspension to enter steep driveways, or lower it for easier cargo and passenger loading. Select the amount of power sent back to the battery by adjusting the regenerative braking settings. Standard will slow Model S quickly, offering more recharge, while low allows for easier coasting and less charge. Climate control in Model S works just like gasoline cars, only faster. Because cabin heating does not require engine heat, your passenger compartment warms up quickly. And since air conditioning is electric, use of AC does not take away driving performance. Designed to operate the latest music and multimedia programs, the Model S media player is second to none. Terrestrial and HD radio come standard, while internet connectivity and the Sound Studio package offer boundless web and satellite radio optionality. When equipped with Tesla's tech package, Model S takes standard GPS navigation to the next level. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. Internet connectivity couples online searches with native maps stored in the car's flash memory for an unrivaled navigation experience. The Energy app charts acceleration and regenerative braking patterns, while providing metrics to help understand and maximize energy efficiency from the last 5, 15, or 30 miles. And don't forget, with internet connectivity, Model S has all the benefits of a full web browser. When bundled with the tech package, Model S offers the industry's first full high-definition backup camera, optimized for ultimate visibility and safety. Up to 10 phones can be programmed and controlled through the touchscreen display, providing the ability to organize contacts with the ease of a smartphone. Optional voice controls can operate many touchscreen functions such as navigation, mobile devices, media controls, and more. Utilizing the instrument cluster along with the touchscreen offers drivers the opportunity to access up to 4 apps at a time. With the ability to activate most touchscreen functions through the steering wheel controls, you can stay connected while keeping focused on the road ahead.
It's a great sedan. It can seat up to 7 people, 5 adults and 2 kids. It's tested by Road and Track and Motor Trend and others as the fastest 4-door car in history, ever.
We're leading, look at that, halfway, and he's catching. That is absolutely incredible. I have chills. We just raced a V8 supercar.
Nobody believed that an electric car could do this. Not to achieve, awards or anything like that. It was to just show the car industry, show the world that an electric car really can be the best car. And it was rated as the best car in its year and by Consumer Reports as the best car ever. It's got things like autopilot. And now, for cars, about half the market wants a sedan and about half the market wants an SUV. So we thought, well, we'll extend the Model S platform into the Model X. Now, both of these are very important because the revenue from the Model S and the X is what's needed to develop the Model 3. So the Model 3, with very high volume, and all the engineering needed to achieve the cost reductions and the capabilities, it costs billions of dollars. So the S and the X are what pay for that Model 3 development. So I just want to say, for all of you who bought an S or an X, thank you for helping pay for the Model 3. So the Model 3 is happening because of you. And so we actually have an S and an X on the side there, and has, of course, the Falcon Wing doors. Now, then going from the S and the X, we finally come to step 3, or the final step in the master plan, which is a mass market, affordable car. It was only possible to do that after going through the prior steps, but we're here. So let's show the master plan again. Okay, so that's the master plan with steps 2 and 2.5, and now going to the Model 3. First of all, I want to start off by saying the Model 3 is going to be an incredibly safe car. We really believe at Tesla that safety has to come first. We care about you. We want you to be safe. We want your friends and family to be safe. This is paramount. The Model 3 will not just be 5-star on average, it will be 5-star in every category. And even the base Model 3 will do 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in less than 6 seconds. At Tesla, we don't make slow cars. And of course, there will be versions of the Model 3 that go much faster. And in terms of range, the range will be at least an EPA rating of 215 miles. I want to emphasize these are minimum numbers. We hope to exceed them. Yeah. It will also, all Model 3s will come standard with autopilot hardware. And all the autopilot safety features will be present in every car. That you won't need to buy an option. The autopilot safety features will always be there. So. The Model 3 also fits 5 adults comfortably. Now comfortably is the important part here. Okay. Then on the rear roof area is actually one continuous pane of glass. And the reason that that's great is because it gives you amazing headroom and a feeling of openness. So it has, I think, by far the best roominess of any car in this size. Then in addition, it has, just like the Model S, it has a front and rear trunks. It has more cargo capacity than any gasoline car of the same external dimensions. All Model 3s will come with supercharging standard. So the reason supercharging is very important, as many of you know, is that it gives you freedom of travel. Okay? It means you can conveniently go where you want, how you want. And a lot about having a car is it's about freedom. It's about going where you want to go. This is something that allows you to make a brief stop at one of our Tesla supercharger stations, charge your car very quickly, and be on your way. Something that's unique about the supercharger is that it's free. It's not just free now, it's free forever. And so the superchargers are critical to that. So we're now at the point where we've built out over 3,600 superchargers worldwide. And about the same number of destination chargers. That's present day. By the end of next year, we will double the number of superchargers. And quadruple the number of destination chargers. So you will be able to go virtually anywhere. And in fact, because the onboard charger of the Model S is able to adapt to any country's voltage and amperage, wherever you go in the world, if there's electricity, you can charge. So then what about buying and servicing? So where we are today with Tesla is we've got 215 locations in Asia, North America, and Europe. And by the end of next year, we expect to more than double that to 441 locations. So the key point being, almost no matter where you are, in North America, Europe, or Asia, if you're near any even mid-sized metro area, you'll be able to buy a car and get your car serviced. So now, how are we going to make these cars? Okay, good question. We need to achieve high volume production. So this is in two parts. First, there is the vehicle factory. So our Fremont factory in the past has actually made almost 500,000 cars a year. And then what about batteries? We basically need to absorb the entire world's lithium-ion production. That's why we are building the Gigafactory. These are the recent pictures of the Gigafactory. This is a vital element. So to give you a sense of scale, the Gigafactory will actually have the largest footprint of any building of any kind.
okay? Volumetrically, it will only be second to the Boeing factory in Washington. So this is really quite an enormous facility. In fact, it'll produce more lithium-ion batteries than all other factories in the world combined. It's one location. So we're talking about 50 gigawatt hours a year of production. And it won't just be at that volume, but also be producing the most advanced cell and battery in the world. So it's the combination of high volume with the most advanced technology is what enables us to make the Model 3. And it's already operational today. Price, well, of course, it'll be $35,000. And I want to emphasize that even if you buy no options at all, this will still be an amazing car. You will not be able to buy a better car for $35,000 or even close, even if you get no options. So it's a really good car even with no options. So do you want to see the car? So what do you think? You like the car? Seem good?
Tesla is bringing you the car of the future today.
U Sjedinjenim Američkim Državama se samo 1/3 fosilnih goriva koristi za transport, dok se 2/3 koristi za proizvodnju električne energije. Iz ovog razloga Tesla nije samo automobilska kompanija, nego je inovativna energetska kompanija. Tesla Energy je ključni korak u misiji proizvodnje čiste električne energije.
So what we're here to talk about is the solution. I actually think it's really a fairly obvious solution, and the solution is in two parts. Part one, the sun. We have this handy fusion reactor in the sky called the sun, okay? You don't have to do anything, it just works. Shows up every day and produces ridiculous amounts of power. Now, a lot of people aren't clear on how much surface area is needed to generate enough power to completely get the United States off of fossil fuels. Most people have no idea. They think that it must be some huge amount of area actually very little land is needed to get rid of all fossil fuel electricity generation in the United States. That blue square there is the land area that's needed to transition the United States to a zero carbon electricity situation. It's really not much. And most of that area is going to be in rooftops. So you won't need to disturb land, you won't need to find new areas. It's mostly just going to be on the roofs of existing homes and buildings. So I really think that image is an important one to bear in mind when people are thinking about solar power. Like, how much will it take? Is it going to take some enormous amount? No, it's just that blue square. Okay. Blue square. Now, the obvious problem with solar power is that the sun does not shine at night. So I think most people are aware of this. So this problem needs to be solved. We need to store the energy that is generated during the day so that you can use it at night. What's really needed to transition the world to sustainable energy? Is this actually possible? Is it something that is within the ability of humanity to actually do, or is it some insurmountable, super difficult, impossible thing? It's not. So with 160 million power packs, you can transition the United States. Okay? With 900 million, you can transition the world. You can basically make all electricity generation in the world renewable. And primarily solar, which will be. So, and then going a little further, if you wanted to transition all transport and all electricity generation and all heating to renewable, you need approximately 2 billion power packs. Now that may seem like an insane number, and I'm very tempted to do the billion thing, but.
And we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Well, don't you think we should maybe ask for more than $1 million? $1 million isn't exactly a lot of money these days.
Okay, then. We hold the world ransom for $100 billion.
Restrain my hand. But in order to it's like 2 billion power packs. Is that a crazy number? Is that an impossible number? It is not, in fact. The number of cars and trucks that we have on the road is approximately 2 billion. We have done things like this before. And so it's not impossible. It is really something that we can do.
Sada znamo koliko su Tesla automobili sjajni i znamo čime se oni bave pored automobila, ali priča se nastavlja. Elon Musk je jedan dan imao zakazan poslovni sastanak i kasnio na taj sastanak sat vremena jer se zaglavio u saobraćaju. I dok je čekao u saobraćaju, razmišljao o tome da li postoji novi, bolji i brži način da se dođe od tačke A do tačke B. Sinula mu je ideja, koju je odmah skicirao na salveti. I ta ideja ima ime.
Name for it, which is called the Hyperloop.
Hyperloop?
Hyperloop, yeah.
Ali šta je u stvari Hyperloop? Pa to je radikalni koncept masovnog prevoza.
It's like a tube with an air hockey table. It's just a low-pressure tube with a pod in it with an air compressor on the front that's taking the high-pressure air buildup on the nose and pumping it through the air skis. I swear, it's not that hard.
Hyperloop kao revolucionarni nov metod masovnog prevoza bi transportovao ljude pri brzinama od 1200 km/h, dok najbrži voz može samo da dostigne brzinu od 500 km/h. Ovo znači da bi bilo moguće doći iz Los Angelesa do San Francisca za samo 30 minuta i prešao bi put od 563 km. Zamisao je da kapsule sa ljudima unutar cevi lebde na tankom sloju vazduha i da ih pokreću elektromagnetni motori unutar svake kapsule. Hyperloop će biti realnost, zato što SpaceX trenutno organizuje takmičenje za najbolji dizajn Hyperloopa, a ovo radi iz razloga što Elon Musk bukvalno nema vremena da se bavi ovim, nego će pomoći nekome drugom da razvije ovu ideju, zato što je ovo jako važno. Preduzetništvo nije bez rizika i 2008. godine Elon Musk je ovo najbolje razumeo. Morao je da podeli svo svoje bogatstvo na Teslu i SpaceX kako bi obe kompanije opstale. I nije svejedno, jer koliko god da ste bogati, opet jako je strašno uložiti bukvalno sve što imate kako bi opstalo ono što ste stvorili. Šta je sledeće za Elon Muska?
Next great idea. Well, I have been thinking about the vertical takeoff and landing electric jet a bit more. I mean, I think I have something that might close. I'm quite tempted to do something about it. But
the hover rail will be arriving in...
Dad, you're embarrassing me. Do you promise to transmit every day?
Even when you're out of range.
Come on, what's the big deal? We're only going 20 light years out. Now arriving, spaceport.
How do I convince people my ideas aren't crazy? Well, actually, that's generally what they thought. Actually, in starting SpaceX, they definitely thought I was crazy. Like one of my best friends compiled a long video of rockets crashing and made me watch the whole thing.
Elon Musk je uspeo, iako nije uvek imao podršku od prijatelja i porodice. I ovo su na kraju njegovi saveti za preduzetnički uspeh.
That third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated. Really liking what you do, whatever area that you get into, given that, you know, even if you're the best, there's always a chance of failure. So I think it's important that you really like whatever you're doing. If you don't like it, life is too short. If you like what you're doing, you think about it even when you're not working. I mean, it's something that your mind is drawn to. And if you don't like it, you just really can't make it work, I think.
So many people try to talk me out of starting a ride company. It was crazy. One good friend of mine collected a whole series of videos of rockets blowing up and made me watch those. He just didn't want me to lose all my money. We're doing these things that seem unlikely to succeed, and we've been fortunate, and at least thus far they have succeeded. Now is the time to take risk. You don't have kids. As you get older, your obligations increase. So and once you have a family, you start taking risk not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now. Do something bold. You won't regret it.
How did you figure you were going to start a car company and be successful at it?
Well, I didn't really think Tesla would be successful. I thought we would most likely fail. But I thought that we at least could address the false perception that people had that an electric car had to be ugly and slow and and boring like a golf cart.
But you say you didn't expect the company to be successful, then why try?
If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. Focus on signal over noise. A lot of companies get confused. They spend money on things that don't actually make the product better. For example, at Tesla, we've never spent any money on advertising. We put all of the money into R&D and manufacturing and design to try to make the car as good as possible. I think that's the way to go. For any given company, just can keep thinking about, are these efforts that people are expending, are they resulting in a better product or service? And if they're not, stop those efforts. When I interview someone to work at the companies, would be to ask them to tell me about the problems that they worked on and how they solved them. And if someone was really the person that solved it, they'll be able to answer multiple levels. They'll be able to go down to the brass tacks. And if they weren't, they'll get stuck. And then you can say, oh, this person was not really the person who solved it, because anyone who struggled hard with a problem never forgets it. If you're creating a company or if you're joining a company, the most important thing is to attract great people. So either join a group that's amazing, that you really respect, or if you're building a company, you've got to gather great people. I mean, all a company is a group of people that have gathered together to create a product or service. And so depending upon how talented and hardworking that group is, and the degree to which they are focused cohesively in a good direction, that will determine the success of the company. So do everything you can to gather great people if you're creating a company. You've got to make sure that whatever you're doing is a great product or service. It has to be really great. And I go back to what I was saying earlier, where if you're a new company, I mean, unless it's like some new industry or new market that, if it's an untapped market, then you have more ability to, the standard is lower for your product or service. But if you're entering anything where there's an existing marketplace against large entrenched competitors, then your product or service needs to be much better than theirs. It can't be a little bit better, because then you put yourself in the shoes of the consumer, and they say, why would you buy it as a consumer? You're always going to buy the trusted brand unless there's a big difference. So a lot of times, entrepreneur will come up with something which is only slightly better. And it can't just be slightly better. It's got to be a lot better. Depending upon how well you want to do, and particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. So what does super hard mean? Well, when my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we're so hard up we had one computer, so the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time. And I sort of briefly had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she had to sleep in the office. So work hard, every waking hour. That's the thing I would say, particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, say okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company.
Ko je Elon Musk na kraju? On je čovek koji razvija tehnologije koje poboljšavaju život na zemlji, a u isto vreme razvija tehnologije kojima ćemo napustiti zemlju. Hvala na pažnji.